Hello there everybody, Oimon here, and welcome back to House Flipper 2. Yes, it's back because we're messing around in Sandbox Mode, and as you can see, we've made pretty decent start actually, like working on the inside of the old Spencer estate. And hopefully everything's working okay, like stream-wise, today. I had to make a few minor changes sort of behind the scenes. Hopefully, like, if all things are equal, you won't even notice, which is of course the idea. But one of the things you may remember is a few days ago when I was streaming another code recollection. A friend of mine, Jagoth, resubscribed to me, and I noticed there was no pop-up. The pop-up, there was no sound, nothing seemed to like happen, and I was like, that's weird, why the hell didn't that trigger? And so I, went, because if you may remember, like a few months back, I think it was sort of late-ish last year, it also stopped working, and on that time, it was because Streamlabs had updated itself so much since the last time I bothered to look at it, that it simply didn't work anymore. So I'd had to completely like redo Streamlabs from the ground up, but ultimately I got that all working again. So as far as I was concerned, everything was fine. Then again, it stops working, and I'm looking at Streamlabs thinking, what have you done this time? Like, what is going on here? What's the prob? And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking to myself, what the heck is wrong? Why can't I get this thing working? Turns out the problem wasn't Streamlabs. Turns out the problem was with OBS. Because obviously I use OBS to do my streaming, because most people, I think, use OBS to do their streaming. I'm just sort of wandering around, by the way. Don't pay too much attention to this. Yeah, most people use Streamlabs to do... to use OBS and Streamlabs to do all their streaming stuff. It's perfectly common. And for some reason, OBS just wasn't liking it. And I think what had happened is Streamlabs had updated, but Streamlabs itself wasn't the problem. The problem was that I was using a kinda old version of OBS, because I hadn't bothered to update it, because I always worry about updating things in case it breaks them. But everything seems to be working okay as far as I can tell on my side of things. Got my fingers crossed. Fortunately, updating the version of OBS, because I was on version OBS like 20 something or other, and now we're apparently on version 30. What was really weird actually is in my old copy of OBS, I actually clicked the check for updates thing, and it kept saying nope, no updates, don't know what you're talking about, no updates at all. And I'm like, huh, that's weird, why are there no updates? Anyway, short version short, I've had to update OBS, and I'm hoping, I'm praying that everything is going to work out alright. As I say, seems to be okay, seems to be working. Unless we get some sort of new message or something, I won't be able to tell if it's working live. One thing interestingly, that I did want to check, because I wondered if this was maybe something. Can OBS handle slightly better graphics? Because it caused lag before, but maybe an updated version of OBS won't have lag. Is that laggy at all? Looks alright. Oh, actually no. No, that is definitely laggy. Is that? Hang on a sec. Let me just... Oh, no, it looks alright. I can't quite tell because the stream preview I've got is stuttering, but I think that's just my stream preview that's stuttering. I think seems okay. Seems okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. I think it would be more noticeable on like intense action. Yeah, probably right. But I mean, this game's not exactly known for its action. But I was just a little curious. No, it doesn't seem to be. Obviously, let me know if you do notice any major like frame rate drops or anything like that. Okay, now I need to, because I just realized I forgot to open them up. One moment. Hang on. Pop you open. Okay. Just a second. I'm just trying to work out where best to put that. Right. Sorry, I forgot to open up the guide I was using to build this. Right. So we need. What do we need to do? So we need to finish this upper part. Alright, so that's 7. We want to... It was 10, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 10. Okay, so that's the hidden door. That's good. Now, I forgot to put a door here on my little map, so what we'll do is we'll just measure it out. 28. Maybe we can shrink it in a bit. Oops. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, fingers crossed. That should just about do it. Always knew I was going to have to make a few tweaks and corrections as we went around. There you go, that's all that side done. Alright, now let's move on to this side. To move across everything. All right, whoop, I'm done. Oh yeah. Shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that was one of the things that really did confuse me when I was sort of designing everything out. Was that you come up the stairs here There's a long corridor that curves around over there, obviously. There's also a corridor that goes straight off down there. And it's just hanging. It's really, really weird. Yeah, there's supposed to be a thing here, and there just isn't. I will say the number of cheats that the Resident Evil 1 map has is genuinely quite, like, concerning. Like, it really does cheat quite a lot. Alright, how big does this wall need to be? That across there. That. Mm-hmm. One. Alright, we're getting there. God, doesn't it take a long time to build walls in this game? Right. 4. Come on, drop. Oh. Other side of the thing, please. Drop me. No, not there. Oh, honestly. Alright, that's that. I'm not exactly sure where it is. It's somewhere over here. Ah. Yep, there it is. And that is a little closer to the edge than I'd have liked. That is the hole. That's the hole that the snake makes that you have to drop down in. And then there'll be a ladder there, eventually. Once we get around to making the basement. Which, as I've mentioned before, I had to totally cheat on, but... the game lied. It didn't give me a choice. It's a little further over than I'd like. Like, ideally I'd like to push it more that way and that way, but... for the sake of fitting it into the available space, it was just what I had to do. Okay, so how far down? 14. Nice count. Second, I'm wondering if I miscounted. 16 there, and that's 16 there, so that's correct. That there should be 50. Hold that thought. 48. 50. Something's miscounted somewhere along the line. That's 5. Actually, that bit there is wrong. That needs to be 1 in. That's not where I miscounted, though. Something's off somewhere along here. 20 going down there. I got. Yep, that's right. That's 20. There to there should be 51, but it isn't. Why is that not correct? That should be 51, yet that should line up with that. There's something off here. Something's not right. Because that line should be one away from the door. I guess it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but I'd like it to be at least vaguely accurate. Wait, that can't be right either. Oh no, hang on. So from that one to that one, yeah, that should be 24, not 23. 23 is to there. So that's... fucking what? So from that line to here, come on, do the right way, please. Thank you. So that should be 23. And that's 23. That's good. And that should be 27. Here to here. But it's only 26. Here it's 52, and we're counting, should be 53. Okay, I think, not sure where the screw up is. Hang on. $19.26. Those sizes are both correct, and yet when we do all of this, we get the very top to the very bottom. That's 113. And it's 114. So somewhere along the line I've done something slightly off. I think it's on the upper half of this. That's supposed to be 53, and I think it only makes 52, doesn't it? Yeah. So that whole section's off by 1. How the hell did you manage to pull that off? I must have got something wrong on the ground floor, which is extra bloody irritating, though God only knows what at this point. Okay, which raises the question, do I reset or do I just accept the fuck up? I need to load up, hang on a minute, first floor file. That's 25. It should be 60. Let's see if that's where it is. Yep, that's 60. That is 18. Yep. There. 6. Yep, that's 6. Wait, didn't I? Hang on. Oh no, because that. No, that's right. I did widen this out, but that shouldn't have affected that. Fuck up somewhere along the lines. That is 34. Yep, that's 34. Wait, what? Ah, wasn't too far out. Hang on a second, hang on. It should be 103 and it's 103. Now I'm even more bloody confused. Everything fits. Everything makes sense. Like how can everything fit and make sense and yet the numbers still not add up properly? What the fuck? How does that work? I'm even more bloody confused. Everything is right. So did I just... Okay, assuming that that is correct, right? That is... From there to there. 103. Did I miss... Did I get this wrong? Well, I'll be damned. How the fuck did I pull that off? How did I balls that up? It's copy-pasted, for fuck's sake. Huh. That's the problem. Somehow the alignment got off. That's why it wasn't working. On the east side, from top to bottom, it's supposed to be 103 squares according to the ground floor, but I made it 104 according to the top floor, which is weird considering that they were both based on the same skeleton structure. I must have moved something in one of them and forgot to correct it on the other. That explains why it's ever so slightly off. Okay, that's good. I thought it was going fucking nuts. But in that's the case, then I'll just accept the one shorter version. That's fine. Don't bother any. I was just like, why is this math not working? Like, I did the math. I did the math, guys, I swear. Sorry, that probably took way too fucking long. That was probably really boring. Very sorry about that, but I had to work out where the hell I'd fucked up. Okay. Alright, back to whatever the bloody hell I was doing before. That's 7. I may have to raise the floor of this room a bit. You go up a little flight of stairs there, don't you? Is what it is. Okay, I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do this. See, again, this is another one of those times where the game kind of cheats. Because this is the balcony area where you find the body of forest. And it's supposed to have a little railing bit along here. And there's supposed to be just a big gap there. Except there can't be a big gap there because that's where the fucking thing is. So, yeah, I'm going to have to tweak certain aspects of it just a little bit. Here's what it is. Anyway, there's the second floor. That's really good, actually. Now, one thing... what does occur? How many steps does that attic room have going up into it? Is it 4 or 5? Does it have to, like, raise the floor to do that? We probably replace those with proper stairs once we actually get to it. Actually, do I want to add the stairs now, or do I wait? Because I've got to put in the roof. And the roof is going to be difficult. Because you don't really see the mansion very much from outside. I mean, you do in the remake, kinda. But you don't in the original so much. But it is always supposed to be like tight, claustrophobic environments. That's like the point. So I'm gonna have to put some sort of roof up on this thing. Come on, down, down. Go down. Stop going left and right. Go. Oh, this thing really doesn't want to go down, does it? Up, left, right, fine, but doesn't like going down. Random. I'm going to raise the bit of the attic because it's slightly taller. Actually, the attic is quite large. I need to adjust it more than just this. Okay, so that's that. I think... roofs. I haven't really messed around with roofs all that much. So I'll have to see how it goes. Right, maybe not. Let's see if we can... Okay, can we change the kind? Here we go. We got a hip. Gable. Ooh, gable. See, I think that's the kind I'm looking for. I'd have to fill the middle in, of course. Half hip. Ah, with the back, of course. Sloped. Maybe not. And hip corner makes sense. We want gable, I think. Vague memory of it looking a little like this. Although, I think it needs to be a little taller. I don't know, that seemed too big. How's it look? That looks fun. That looks fine. This does mean, of course, we've got to fill in the blanks. Nice. See, doesn't that look pleasant? I think I'd have to... Actually, let me just... I think I need... We change the color. Ah, we can change the color. Because I have a vague memory of them being blue, like a dark blue. I could be wrong, but I think that was the color they were in the original version. I have a vague memory of it looking a bit like that. Again, you don't really get to see much of the mansion from the outside, so it's hard to tell. Big. That does actually remind me, now that we are more or less done, we can bring the grass back. Wouldn't that be lovely? Plenty of garden space. And the green's back. Very nice. Okay. We've got a roof on that. And on the inside, that should look quite pleasant. Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of roughly what it looks like. Again, you don't see a lot of the roof in the original Resident Evil. It just doesn't show up. Okay. Don't know exactly. Not sure if that should look like that or if it should look It matches. Lucky me. Yeah, I think that'll do. Again, you don't... Because I'm trying to think, you do see a bit of the ceiling in that one, but I can't remember if it looks like that or... I probably have to boot up the game and actually wander around to know for sure. I'm pretty sure I'm right about... I think it might be... I get that you want gable, but can we, like, rotate that? How do you get the gable to be that wrong? Seriously, there's got to be a way to, like, rotate that. On that corner before. Maybe trying a different starting corner might help. Ah, there it is. Yeah, look, you rotate it when it looks... Can you do that when you're even building the damn thing? Oh, you can! Oh, right, so you have to rotate it whilst you're building it. Right. Okay, yeah, you can do that then. I was a bit, like, confused. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Although I think... Do that. Do that. Close enough. Not quite. I'll look to see, are there gaps? I don't care if they're like teensy-weensy tiny gaps, I don't want there to be any major ones. And I also don't want much in the way of overhang. Close enough. That, we got that. There's that. Come on, hit the corner. And we rotate. There. Now you see, now that is at least nice and simple. That doesn't require me building anything extra. Don't worry, we'll change the color on it later. Just got all the little roof parts in. That's it, that's what you want. Could alter the angle a bit, I guess. Like, would you want them going all the way up? I could tweak the slopiness of it. I'm not quite sure what to do with all these overhanging bits. As I said, the map cheats. But, I mean, the temptation is to... sorry, the temptation would be to... how to put it, like, to just let's put some columns there. I don't know, I have to think about it. Also, I notice it's 5 past, or 4 past, 5, it's 5 past 4, get it right, and making good progress. We're getting the bricks on. That looks ugly as fuck, but it's the best I got. I think... Oh, let's move. Resize. There we go. Yeah, you can actually do that. I sort of worked that out once. You can, if you made it just slightly too small, you can actually stretch it slightly, which is good. Anyway, yeah, I need to go to the bathroom. So, I'm going to make a save. And we'll be back in a minute. See you in a sec, guys. And we are back. Okay. So, how are we going to do this? I don't know. Need to work out... See, because I want that. But what I also want is kind of that. I don't know if that would work. Hang on a second. There's got to be some combination that stops that from happening. Could take it out of parts, but not sure if I can. It's what I want visually, except for this. It's like, how do I stop that from happening? That's a great question. I could just do that, but I don't know, it just seems like it's just not what I want, you know? Technically that works, but it's like the wrong size. Maybe I can make it up of different parts. Maybe that. So that part's right. That could work. Okay, hang on, this might actually work. I mean, it doesn't match, but I think that's off by one. Okay, hang on, we might actually be able to pull this off. Maybe. I think the issue with that, like, it's close, but it's also uneven, and you can't do half shapes. I don't think you can. It's only visible from the outside, no one will notice. We extend that out by one. Trust me. Do that, do that. Yep, okay. I think I can pull this off. I'm not 100% sure about that corner though. All right. Damn it. That's the one bit I can't do. Everything else is like perfect. Unless... There we go. It's not 100% perfect, but it's about as good as I think I'm gonna get, considering. It looks alright. It looks okay. Don't look too closely, it's fine. Shh. Don't look. Don't look at it. Yeah, that'll do as a nice standard. Although it does dawn on me, I've done a corner here. I always meant to... Let me just test something. And that corner is... I think it was in... I don't remember where I remember seeing it. Here. You. Okay, so we got you there. Now. Good. Better. Why can I only move it? I suppose. Yeah, do I put you there? Put you there. Okay. Hey, Jagoff. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing okay over there. The corner I always wanted. That kind of works. Got some 7-Up, so you're doing good? Christ. I cannot remember the last time I drank 7-Up. Must have been a while back. Definitely was a while back. Is that enough of a corner, or do you think it needs more of one? I don't know. Hard to judge. And the hard part is, how the hell do I get that corner? Woman had 24 packs of Pepsi products on for $10, so I bought some Dr. Pepper and 7-Up. Blimey, Dr. Pepper, there's another drink I haven't had for a long time. I don't drink a lot of soda. Like, I just don't drink much soda these days, just, you know, because generally it's not very healthy. If I do drink it, it's usually like diet or something. What kind of gamer are you? One that wants to live past 50. just generally speaking, you know. Having a long life is overrated? Apparently. I don't think I can resize this in the way I could the other one. I can rotate it, but... make it bigger, but I can't make it bigger, which is a bit of a shame. It apparently really doesn't like that. Okay. Well, we may just have to make do with a very small corner. Also, I can't seem to just make it bigger at all. Generally, it won't get bigger. Happens later in life. Why will you not let me? Let me just... Yeah, so can I not make you... Can I copy you? Is there a duplicate option? There isn't. You'd think there would be. But there is no duplicate option. Why is there no duplicate option? Oh no, there it is. Duplicate. We can do that. That's sort of something we can do. It ain't perfect, but based on the fact we apparently can't make it bigger, it's just what we're gonna have to do. it's close enough. I'm not ecstatic about it, but it's close enough. Is this a mission where I'm making my own custom house? I am actually making my own custom house. Hang on. See if you can work out, considering you weren't here, see if you can work out what it is based on its general layout. You got a big front room. It's not complete yet, but you got like an upstairs balcony kind of thing. And you got a door, double door through here into what I'm thinking this would be like a dining room, maybe. And then you got a long corridor out here. You'd probably put like a sofa and maybe you have someone lying on the floor down there. Totally imagining this room with a big piano. Maybe a bar over on that side. That should really be a secret, but you know, it is what it is. Let's see now. I'm actually trying to wonder if you'll even get this. You imagine like a small, maybe have a small like art gallery here, like statue in the middle perhaps. I'm gonna put some windows along this wall at some point, eventually. And I got a very sort of twisty-turny corridor. This is definitely gonna be like a downstairs bathroom. Yeah, it's a house from Resident Evil 1. I just thought it would be funny. Actually, all things considered, it's not like absolutely god-awful. It kind of works. It's not perfect, but it kind of works. Because now I've got to work out what I'm going to do on the rest of the place. Because there are some areas where it's just... I have no idea what the hell they were thinking. Because I'm kind of working on roofing and stuff at the moment. Because the first thing I wanted to do first was to just get the basic layout down, you know? Get all the rooms sorted. Put some stairs in, eventually. I don't know if I'd add the windows in this version. Probably will, but... It is quite weird, the sort of the layout of the Spencer Mansion. I've been saying over and over again that it doesn't quite make sense. It's a little broken in places, which does remind me actually I haven't done the underground yet. Should probably get around to that. Okay, so what are we gonna do? For this, I think. There we go. Stretching you out into there. And... what I'm thinking is I want you across here, like this. I don't mind it clipping, that's not a problem, but... Hey, Retro Spark! Wow, a lot of people in today. House! Yes, it is house. It is house time. So how am I going to handle the rest? Like, this could easily be... Well, that looks alright. How is this bit gonna look? See, I don't mind that, but I kind of don't like the little... I could always shrink down the... Not that. Not that. Although... Nah, it's too tall. I think we're gonna need to shrink that down a little. Yeah, it's not great, not terrible. It'll do as a roof. Can't add gutters, so it is what it is. Blue! Because I think it's blue. I think. Now this one is going to be interesting. Wasn't for the fact the attic has to go up a few steps. It would be nice and easy to do. So I think first and foremost, this just goes in. You know, I'm wondering if, maybe, just maybe, for the sake of bloody ease, we could lift this up a bit. No one will notice. It's not like they're going to be looking at the house from above. Not really. Do. It's certainly less complicated than the other half. Good enough. Right. Okay, so that's... Okay, we still gotta do the stairs, we still gotta do the basement. Stairs. The roof is just there. Random. Stairs. We don't want to do anything too fancy, just put in some basic stairs that can always be... Oops, coming through. Can always be tweaked and changed later. To adjust all of these up. I didn't realize they were clipping into the rooms, which is a problem. Yeah, you can't clip, you are the room. Close enough. Oh, no, got one. Oh. Those things don't seem to do anything. They don't seem to change anything. Oh well, is what it is. And do you? Yeah, you're clipping too. Blimey, everything's clipping. better. Much, much better. Clicking problem, honestly. Right, what was I doing? Oh yeah, stairs. Stairs. I need stairs. These are nice basics I'll do for now. They can always be replaced later. Right. Where the hell am I? Right, here we go. Nice. Close enough. That's good. That's good. Put some basic stairs in for just a general idea, so that people who use it can just sort of know what they're on about. Okay, so there's a set of stairs there. Now, this is going to be interesting. We'll leave that one for later. This one's not exactly going to be fun either. Because we've got, what have we got? 15, isn't it? It's 16, I suppose, if we include the actual top. That worked quite well. Okay. So yeah, stairs in the main hall. Okay, go from memory. I think I need to get rid of you. I just put you in for a rough idea. I wanted you to be that length. What does that make it? quite long. Hang on a second. Dredging things out of the depths of my memory. Pretty close. Maybe that needs to be higher. I don't remember how much headroom space you have in that underbit. I think it's one of those things that kind of cheats, thinking about it. Oh, do I have a picture handy? I may have a picture floating around somewhere. Let's see if I can, if I use it as a reference. That's about how it looks in the game. I think the game just cheats against like tell you what, the number of times that I found the level of the map just like cheats in this is quite unreal. Oh well. Right. Next up. Woo! The void. Avoid the void. Ooh. Is that as far down as you could build? Huh. Interesting. Hope he is actually. Yeah, about as you pass. So you can go down about 50 underground. That's pretty cool actually. Interesting. Anyway, we're gonna have to work on the basement in a minute because it is 5 o'clock. Work something out, I'm sure. Fun. Yeah, weird. Anyway, yeah. Back in a minute, guys. And we are back. Okay, what was I doing? Oh yeah, basement. Woo! Okay, so we need to... We're down about 15. Hang on a second. Yeah, you're right. It should be. Alright, where the hell did I leave? There it is. Building walls slow in this. Right. Probably. Actually, probably. That does it. That's it. That's what I'm looking for. I mean, technically speaking, I need like a slope. Yeah, I could probably get that. But we'll work on that. Okay. Okay. I presume you can't do lifts. Oh well, is what it is, I guess. What's 13? It should actually be... Yeah, it should be 12. I got that wrong. It's fine, which means that can be deleted. I am definitely going to have to do something about all this grass. No more grass. That's a lot of brick. Okay. Okay, it has sort of dawned on me. I forgot to put a bloody door in one of these designs. Hang on, let me dig up the map from the game. See, the underground bit, as I mentioned before, was where I really had to cheat. Just because the layout is so broken in the base game. About there-ish. Makes sense. Okay. not that. Long corridors. That. Not realize that needs to be like that. Mm-hmm. Eight. I think I've overshot this. Get rid of that line. Luminac. Won't this take a while? Whoop. Lovely. And I think... well, first we actually got to get rid of that. I think I got that slightly off. This feels too thin. I don't think it is. That's right, because it was slightly off on the thing, wasn't it? Actually, this is slightly off. We should extend it out one way or the other. Although... that was off. I thought that felt a bit thin. Must have miscounted. Sometimes you just feel when something's off, can't you? Making corridors a little bit bigger. Otherwise, it just don't look right. Apparently I missed this bit. That's fine. It's what it is. Okay. I think that that's the layout done. Huh. Well, good for that. Really wish you could have lifts. But apparently you just can't. Well, okay then. Now, Windows. The problem with Windows is I don't know off the top of my head where the hell they all are. Actually, I do need to do something with all these overhanging bits. Oh, another thing I need to do actually. Where is... I'm assuming it's available somewhere there. Right. That. There we go. That's annoying. Ugh, I really don't want to have to do that over and over and over again. This is gonna take a while, isn't it? Oh, damn it, I moved it out of there rather than duplicated it. Now, this might take a bit. unfortunately, looks like this is the best we can do with it. Because apparently it just doesn't like... Well, that brickwork is a bit unfortunate, but here's what it is. How many more do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yay. God. Get in there. Some things take forever. I mean, it's not difficult, it's just long-winded. There we go. Looks ugly because of the weird looking brickwork, but pretty accurate, I'd say. Woo! Okay. Do I want to add in balconies now? I could do that. Yeah, they don't do balconies, they do fences. That is one of the odd things, is there are no balconies in this game. There are, but technically speaking, they're fences. Like you can have like if you look at these, you can have railings. So that's what I think of when I think of a balcony. You can have railings on stairs, like that's not a problem. But to have them as just a thing, nope. You have fences, and some of them can be made of wood. But none of them look very fancy. I mean, that's very white picket fence-ish. I mean, you can make them to look like wood. You wanted them to look like that, say, or that. Now, you can make them look fancy-ish, but... Lovely. I'm really not sure how I'm going to do this, because it really doesn't work. Hang on, I did have... Where are you? Somewhere around here. That's 5. It might need to be at 6 actually. Just judging based on height. Yeah, kinda how it looks. Kinda. It is a shame I can't get rid of this, but again, it's just one of the weird little cheats that the map has. Okay, where else are there railings? Okay, any more places where there were railings? Oh yeah. Across the other side of the map. And we want... Where are you? Where is... Ah! Lovely. Yep, can't jump over the railing, because that's just a no-no, apparently. For reasons. That is a weird thing, actually, in terms of just design. I guess they just wanted to, like, force you through there. I know, technically speaking, there's, like, a gap over there. We can add that in. Once I sort of work out exactly, sort of rough, or at least roughly where it is. I think it's about... I think the statue starts about here-ish. I think the gap's quite a bit across, because the gap is about here, where that giant pot is, on the ground floor. The gap's further along than you think. Again, if memory serves. But I think in terms of base stuff, that's about it. I don't know if I want to... Because my plan for the map is I want to make 3 versions of it. I want to make absolute basic, like nothing special, nothing significant. Ooh, I need to adjust that. I want to make it... I want to make it like a complete blank slate, where people can just like go in and sort of fill the map up with what they want it to look like, you know, complete front, kind of like it is now. But I think I want to add a few more little bits. I want to add in windows, because windows at least can be removed. I want to see if I can add in... I don't think... There aren't a huge amount of things in the ways of ladders, unfortunately. Which is a bit of a shame. I would have preferred the game to have real ladders. Unfortunately, it just doesn't have ladders. Might be something we get in a later edition, might not. Ooh. No, I can't do that. I guess we'll just have to cover that clipping up. I don't know. Never quite worked that clipping thing out, because it doesn't seem to do much. Ah, well. Yeah, so, what was I saying? Yeah, so I want to upload 3 versions of it, basically. I want to finish 3 versions of it. Version is going to be like this, where it's just, you know, it is what it is. See, that looks weird, but the game actually has that. It actually has, this room has a roof. It's really odd. And I think something I can do. Sort of a path. Don't mind the grass necessarily being... Don't mind the rest of the grass being wild, but actually maybe just tiny grass here might be better. Just to show that it looks a bit trampled down, but not like fully wild, perhaps. Okay. Sorry, I keep trying to say, yeah, 3 versions. 1, the base version. 2, a fully furnished version, so you can just wander around and look at the mansion as close to the game as I can get it. And the 3rd version, I want to make an actual, like, mission out of. You know, where I mess it all up, put in a whole bunch of stuff, and then have you, like, renovate it in some way afterwards. Which I think would be fun. Maybe that's a bit too tight. That's better. So anyway, that's my thinking. So I'll finish off. I think, yeah, I'll put the windows in, which will require me to load up the game. Oh no, we already discussed that. I can't get rid of it. Yeah, that'll require me to, like, load up the game and use it as, like, a reference. And I know that some bits I won't be able to do much with. If anything. Wait, I can't paint that? Huh. Apparently I can't paint that. Didn't I eventually find a way? I should just get rid of that then. Because I do want people to be able to, like, paint over it. I don't know, I'll have to think on that one. But we're more or less at the end of the stream for today. So, yes. We've made really good progress, actually. You know, we finished the map, we've started making it look good. I need to decide if I'm going to put some columns down for these overhanging bits. I might do. I might do. I think I can make columns. Which is weird because columns are sandbox only for some reason. Don't know why. They just are. I might need to make it a bit more fancy looking than that, but that at least gives me the vague idea. You can do that. You can indeed do that. Kind of wish I could do the rest of the map, but having just the mansion is fine. I mean, I don't know, theoretically I could have the guardhouse behind here, but I don't know, I'd have to plan that one out. I'll think about it. Maybe. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there for today. How do I control? I don't know. So yes, we'll leave it there for today. Thank you all for watching, everybody. I do hope you have enjoyed this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.